Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Um, I am happy to have you here in order to discuss about a subject that I'm sure that everyone uh, probably thinks of it once a day at least, and we don't realize it. And that's fear. Fear in different circumstances, maybe driving, maybe at work, maybe in our family. And because we have this summer edition with the Stoics in mind, I would like to quote Seneca again with a quote on fear. And he said, "But there is no reason to live and no limit to our miseries if we let our fears predominate." How what episodes come to your mind when you hear this quote from your coaching, of course?
Yeah, exactly. For the coaching, the person that comes to my mind is the one person that I refused, let's say, in coaching after some attempts, right? And the reason why because whenever I try to let's say, involve her in changing behaviors or attitudes or perceptions about the fears, the her reaction was all the time, yeah, but it's not me, it's my boss. Yes, but it's not me, it's my colleague, right? So what she was, how do I call that, replying to the coaching attempts was the fear that she had on the behavior of the boss, on the behavior of the colleague, and so on and so forth. So there was no way that, or at least I could not move her from the fears into the action, right? So then I declared, my inability to help her, and I recommended to, I recommended her a very good psychotherapist because, to my mind, that was the right approach in her case. And so this is one, let's say, unsuccessful, or at least unsuccessful in my coaching practice, to overcome the fears in, or the client to overcome the fears in these coaching situations. Whilst what comes to my mind is another client, and she came in coaching, let's say, in tears about 1 year ago, by the fear of the behavior of the boss, right? So, well, let's say the situation was very similar, right? But this time, the client was decided and had the energy, or the emotional energy, the mental energy, to do something about. So, what we have done during the coaching is to obviously explore very extensively her personality, her reactions, her responses, and as well the boss personality, reactions, attitudes, words, and so on and so forth, so that we had a very clear picture of the interaction, or very clear understanding of the dynamic. And then from that moment on, my client changed the behavior, right? Now, I have to say that the change of the behavior happened despite the fear. There is somewhere a quote, which is a famous book, saying, feel the fear and do it anyway, right?
Yes,
So, exactly.
our Monday boost, previous Monday boost.
That is exactly. So this is what happened with this client. So she felt the fear because obviously she was very afraid of the boss, and, or let's say, afraid of the behavior, afraid of the discomfort of the situations. So she felt the fear, but she did it anyway. So she went on with the behavior or attitude or actions or reactions, so that we consider they are right, or they are the ones successful in that particular situation. And I have to say that in about 3 months, the situation, the dynamic changed completely. In about 6 months, the boss kind of propose to my client to think about or to take up management position, which was absolutely the demonstration that the dynamic of the relationship changed.
So interesting, from colliding to partnering.
That is absolutely. So, and to conclude about let our fears predominate is to say that she was that successful in I say for facing the fears first of all, right? Completely, deeply, and then okay, let's imagine that I had some impact there, or I had some contributions there. And together we constructed, or we design a behavior, attitude, reaction, actions, and so on that absolutely turned upside down the situation or changed the dynamic. And well, I have to say now she's a manager and very happy to be so. And all that thanks to this ability to, let's say, not let the fears predominate.
Thank you, Carmen, for reminding us that not to let the fear occupy the driving seat.
Exactly.
And this is more comforting now to start our week with this thought in our mind.
Absolutely. So I would say, if ever, then feel the fear and do it anyway. We come back to the point, the same principle.
It's a very powerful quote as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you.